On to you, Aries. So you have the Four of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Okay, for you, Aries. So let me show you what you got going on. So someone refuses to accept accountability for what they may have said or done or both to you. How do I know? Four of Swords, you're not with them. The results speak for itself, right? If they didn't do anything wrong, you, Aries, wouldn't have stayed away from them in the first place. The Two of Swords, they don't want to accept accountability, right? What does the Two of Swords look like? It looks like a person, right, practicing, so to speak, on guard, but they're not paying attention, or they're not looking at they're not looking at what's happening. Because if they was, right, they would be paying attention to the jackal, or the cute jackal that's right there in front of them, right? They don't, like, what are, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are they at odds with? What are they obtuse about? So it's something that they effectively created in their own head about you. And so the Four of Pentacles represents how you, Aries, are not, you're not budging, right? You know that you're in the right. And so maybe they're still in communication with you about how you they're talking to you about how you need to apologize or something goofy, right? Regardless, some of you, Aries, may not even be like connected with them. If you are connected or not is irrelevant, because if you're not connected with them, you don't have to deal with these people. If you're connected with them, why would you apologize, right? You weren't really the one more in the wrong. So now the Five of Cups and the Ten of Cups here is about how a lot of you, Aries, just regret meeting them at all, right? Now it's like it's like a catch-22 for them, where it's like you wish that the way that they're moving so egotistical, so egocentric. It's like, why even have these people in the first place? You know what I mean? Why even have them around? Why would, like, how did you even get connected to them at all in the first place? And so a lot of you, Aries, wish that you wasn't connected to them at all. You had never met them at all, because of how much, they can't just seem to be able to, apologize or do better and stuff like this. Is that a B? And I'm gonna have to open up this window. All right. And so the Judgment and the Four of Cups right here for you, Aries, is about how, so, here they go again, right? Here they go again, trying to start back up again. You, Aries, are thinking that y'all are good, and here they go again, start trying to press the button to start things up, right? They want beef again between the two of y'all. They want to essentially, like, spark up the same kind of conversation that had the two of y'all at each other's necks the last time. And you, Aries, are on some stuff because you understand that they're doing that, and it's like, this is the situation, this is what's happening, right? The Chariot is about you, Aries, not going at it with them. You're allowing them to think whatever they want, because here they go again, trying to start it up again. Here they go. You thinking that y'all two squash that beef. Here they go again, where they feel like now they're comfortable again to spark this conversation up again. Because again, Two of Swords, right? They haven't learned anything. Instead of them nip that in the bud and be like, all right, it is what it is. You feel me? This is done. This is a situation that's done. It's water underneath the bridge. It's done. What do? Right? They wait until the two of y'all are like done squashing the beef. There is no beef between the two of y'all, right? Wait or hold the beef, right? For them to spark beef between the two of y'all up again. It's like, what are they doing, right? Like, why would they do that? And so the Six of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles is about how So again, a lot of you Aries are just like, you know what? They doing their own thing. Leave them be right here. They're delusional. Because I just see a lot of you Aries throwing down everything. Like, you thought that the two of y'all could have been cool, build trust. They've shown you that they can't do that because they've got their own thing that they've got going on. So I see you Aries being like, especially with the Nine of Pentacles, I see you Aries being, right, this one here, a lot of you Aries are like, you got too much stuff going on. You don't want to deal with this mess. You don't want to go back and forth with this person. For what? For what? You've already, you Aries thought that you were already being the mediator, where you were kind of coming to them and being the mature one and apologizing. Here they go again, right? Here they go. Here they go again. You know, those are the type of people, like, right, that I just demonstrated. Those are the type of people where, you know, like, they would never be in a relationship. They couldn't get into one. You know why? It's not just with you. You know why? Because they would do this to everybody that they're serious about. Drive those people away. Drive those people away. They could only be in a relationship with a person, a dysfunctional one that they know nothing about. You know why? Because a person will literally tell them, they'll ask the person, they'll tell the person that. And instead of the other person accept that, or whatever the case may be, or whatever, the person will continue to ask you the same thing. That's the same scenario here. One of the individuals that I used to hang out with would ask me the same questions every single day, or as much as often. And I'm telling the person, I don't know what you want me to say, but I'm telling you the answer. Like, I'm telling the other person, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but this is the reality of the situation. I really don't know what other answer you want me to say. You keep asking me the same question. And I would tell the person that. I'm like, you keep asking me the same question, and I'm giving you the same answers. It's like, haven't you noticed that the answers hasn't changed? The only thing that's changed is that if you want more details, I'll just tell you more details as to what actually is going on. But other than that, I'm not lying. And, you know, it's up to you to really make the decision for yourself if I'm lying or not. If you think I'm lying, that's cool. But at that point, I can really do nothing about that, right? Ask me the question. I'm answering it truthfully. If you think I'm lying, it is what it is, right? Like, I don't understand what exactly. And the person couldn't, like, get it through their head that, like, you know what I mean? That the person was like, I can't get it through. I don't understand what's going on. It'd be like that. So let's clarify the Six of Wands. It's like that. The Peace, right. Peace card, Five of Michael, the Epiphany, King of Ariel, right. Two of Raphael, right. It makes perfect sense. Right, it makes perfect sense. Because the Peace card and the Five of Michael, the Peace card is about you, Aries, putting it down. Like, okay, fine. You tried everything that you possibly could. And that's what the Five of Michael represents. The Five of Michael is you, Aries, finally, like, leaving these people alone. You thought that you could have, like, make things up with them and, like, or, you know, see if you and them can work your way back into trusting one another again, and potentially being something. But a lot of you Aries are like, nope, nope. Well, forget about that idea for you, right? Because it's like you Aries are like, nope, this person's starting it up again. Here they go, right? You try, right? You're at peace with it. You're okay with not being connected with them anymore because it's like, this is what they do. And then the Five of Michael is about because this is how they are, right? They're going to start it up. If you, Aries, would have squashed the beef again, they would do the same thing. And that's what you, Aries, know. That's why a lot of y'all are not worried about it. And then you have the epiphany. You now realize how they are. And you now realize they're not going to be with anybody for real. They're not going to be able to. No one who's for real is going to take them seriously. And then you have the King of Ariel and then the Two of Raphael. Yeah, like, you just have too much to do. And not only that, but they're too caught up in their own, like, you know, they could maybe go to work well, but in all intents and purposes, how they interact with others is really dysfunctional. And so that's one area of their life that they have to really kind of work. And so the Two of Raphael is about how, yeah, you know, you're able to walk away from this connection that you had with them because you really tried everything that you possibly could, you know. Yeah, you Aries are right for doing it because what happens is that a lot of you Aries understand that there's no point to this anymore. And you're right. There is no point to it, to them, to be the two of y'all being or like getting to know each other. There is no point because this is what they are just focused on being about, right? Relationship can't move forward like that. It can't progress and cultivate that way. It can't. It's not going to be able to because you'll always have to be the bigger person. You know, you'll always have to be the one to apologize, even if they've done something, because it shows big character. It shows character when you can apologize. It shows even more character than that when, you know, you know, sometimes you're not necessarily really wrong per se, but instead of you having to be right, you know, you can actually put that aside for the sake of the relationship. It happens all the time, right? Like sometimes it'll happen even in our family where it's like you and your siblings will be at odds with one another. Siblings go back and forth all the time. You'll be at odds with your siblings, right? And then like your sibling, right? You'll say something to your sibling. And then what will happen, right? When you're real young, right? Your mom or your dad or your parents will be like, apologize to so-and-so. And then you'll be like, but I don't want to. But it's like, oh, but apologize, right? You know, that to maintain that level of respect, even if you may not have necessarily done anything wrong. And it may have been right for you to say that, right? Because this person was really going hard. What happens is that at the same time though, right, you will apologize. And it takes tremendous amount of character in order to do that. But when you have a stupid person like this, who, you know what I'm saying, who in all intents and purposes, you were really in the right, but you tried to make it work another time, stick together with them, and then they still on this nonsense, Two of Swords. They're still on this nonsense, trying to bring it back up again. It's like this relationship is donezo because you're never going to be able to move forward with this because what you'll do is that you'll really tell the truth about the situation. You'll be like, yo, I'm not apologizing this time. And you won't apologize. And they'll be like, you were wrong before. And then you'll have to tell it to them. I apologize, stupid, because the relationship meant more to me than being right. But you sparking this up again, you doing this again, come on. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, you can't have them type of stupid people around you. And a lot of you Aries are like, okay, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, they're the ones who's gonna feel it. Because nobody's gonna be with them. Nobody for real that people take seriously and respect, nobody's gonna want to be around them. Nobody's gonna want to be around them because that's stupid. That's silly. That's just silly. That, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's silly. You know, what about if y'all come here to my channel and you watch my videos and then I'm always talking about how, you know, you Aries are this, that, and the third. It's like 10 years. It's like you Aries are gonna be like, yo, we evolved. Like you didn't. You know, you didn't change at all. You didn't like you still have something with Aries. You still have kind of like a chip on your shoulder a little bit about Aries. Like what's going on? Right? Like if I never evolved, if I never started saying like, hey, you know, Aries, let me articulate you why I'm tough on y'all a little bit. It's not because I'm picking on y'all. What's actually happening is, you know, a lot of y'all have great potential. The situation is sometimes y'all can't see certain things. Let me go ahead and help y'all out. Like, so I don't know about this person. This person is I don't know. This person doesn't see the bigger picture. That's it for now. You Aries are doing a great job. And at the end of the day, it's not y'all Aries who are going to be the one missing somebody. They're going to be missing you. So that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. We're almost at 27,000 subs. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.